Today we're going to be putting on our little detective outfits and doing some detective things, like solving a quest-based Animal Crossing island. This one was created by the lovely Honey's Horizons on Instagram. Go show her some love. I bet this took a really long time to set up, so she deserves it. This video will contain spoilers, so for those who are stubborn and want to solve it themselves first, I'll make sure to indicate when the spoilers start. How does that sound? That way, you can go do your little detective thing and come back to see if maybe you came up with the same conclusion that I did. Solve ALMARA's quest. The residents of ALMARA are not friendly. They keep to themselves, it's all hush-hush. They don't make eye contact, but sneakily watch you from the corner of their eyes. They talk, but you don't hear. The trees talk too. They talk about what they see, what they've heard. Whispers say there's a thief on the island. The magic source of ALMARA has been stolen and someone's been killed in the process. Who's the thief? Who's been killed? Are the murderer and the thief the same person? Dun dun dun! And then at the bottom it says, use the clues on the bulletin board to solve the mystery. Make sure to do them step by step and in order. Once you have the answer, contact Honey. Honey definitely recommends that you go about the clues in order and one at a time. She also recommends that you take notes, which these are mine. So I would recommend them as well because look at this insanity. And Honey wants to give a special shout out to our friend Rosie Horizons, which by the way, we also did a video touring her own murder mystery island, no biggie, and Foxtail Sea for their own quest island that inspired this one. So basically, we need to figure out who was killed, who the killer was, who stole the magic, and are the killer and the thief the same person, and bonus points for motives and weapons, so we'll see how far we get. Alright, let's do the thing. Oh, also I'm pretty sure this is probably where the spoilers start. And subscribe and join the Discord. Okay, I'll stop. So our first order of business is to go through this gorgeous map and see who our suspects are, and who possibly could have died, since we don't really know that either. We have Meringue, Marshall, Billy, Vivian, Fauna, Wolfgang, Coco, Kid, Kiki, and Fang on the island. My first guess is Fauna because she's just too cute to be trusted. Our next step is to check out the bulletin board and go through some of these clues. So I know the instructions say to do the clues one at a time, but I'm a bit of a rule breaker. So I ended up actually writing down all of these clues and then exploring the island after. But let's go through some of these posts. Whispers say there's a thief on the island. ALMARA's magic has been stolen, the Elder Wand is missing, and someone had been killed. And then we have some tips. Work through the clues one at a time and in order. Moving on. Make notes as you go. Read the clues carefully. A scroll QR indicates a clue. A scroll QR referring to the little custom scroll that is all around the island. What you must uncover, again, the victim, the killer, the thief, and bonus for weapons and motives. Before you begin to solve our quest, first you must pass the simple test. The elders have provided a tool, so you'd better look carefully, don't be a fool. Well, I'll try my best, but I went ahead and explored the island for a little bit and ended up finding this little circle of statues of dudes. So this is probably the tool of the elders. It kind of seems a little obvious. And it ended up being a shovel, which I'm sure is going to help us throughout this whole thing. It's no secret ALMARA is an island of magic. For some, it's a story quite tragic. Not everyone has the power, only those with the magic flower. Upon exploring the island, I found that there were golden roses specifically in only certain villagers' yards, and those villagers are Fang, Wolfgang, Fauna, Kiki, and Coco. So I feel like these are the magic flowers, and these are the peeps with the magic powers, you know? The next clue is he's quiet and old, stories never told. He's never had power, so he took the magic flower. He cut it with his knife in hopes of giving life. This immediately made me think of round Kid's house where he had a graveyard. And so I went over there with my little shovel and I dug up a golden rose buried in the graveyard. So I don't know. I'm pretty sure Kid's probably the quiet and old. And he doesn't have any golden roses in his yard. So he probably doesn't have the power. He probably took the magic flower. Maybe he's trying to do something with that. Like maybe it's for resurrection purposes or something. I'm not sure. I don't know this guy's story. Next, we have the champion of ALMARA was more a pawn in the game, to get her at her weakest before death said her name. Now, she wasn't a victim, but the killer wanted to please him. This took me a while to figure out, and I think that's because the wording is so specific, you know, and I didn't want to overlook anything, but I found that Kiki actually has a gold trophy in her yard, and Fauna, who's her neighbor, has a silver. I don't think anybody else has any trophies, but I also don't know if Kiki was killed because it says she wasn't a victim in this clue. So I feel like that means that Kiki was not the one that died. And the killer wanted to please him. I don't know what that means. Not yet, anyways. Let's move on. Here we have a businessman who has a big business plan to take over Nook Incorporated. A world without magic is so outdated. He's a quiet man with big dreams, but would he go to extremes? This also took a while to figure out because I feel like I was just looking at all the dudes' yards and I found a bunch of other things, but we'll get to those. I ended up kind of just thinking that it was Marshall because Marshall is kind of secluded from all the other villagers, and he has like a school right next to his house and then like some little, I don't know, it just looks businessy over there. And he also has like a clue indicator in his front yard. So I think that this is probably Marshall, but I don't think this is really like super relevant to what's going on right now. I think it's just to throw us off, but we are not gullible, no. Silver, never gold. The trophy she can never hold. Tired of playing second best? It's our champion she detests. So as we said earlier, Kiki has a gold trophy and Fauna has a silver trophy. And so I feel like this is like directly correlated with one of the previous clues. I think maybe Fauna is jealous of Kiki for some reason, but I also feel like this is just meant to throw us off because I don't think Kiki died. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see where this goes. When you find the classic picture, our mystery becomes richer. There is one with love for pottery, but two with love for the lottery. Upon exploring the island, I found that behind Vivian's house, we actually had a pitcher, an axe, and an axe recipe behind there. So yeah, I don't know. Vivian's looking a little suspicious. To uncover our mystery, you must find a diary which speaks of sibling rivalry. Once you have collected it, bring it back. Don't neglect it. May the secrets be revealed. There was a journal outside of Wolfgang's house. Just kind of chilling there. And so I feel like this is probably the journal because that's the only one that I found on the island. I don't know who the sibling is yet, but I feel like it has to be another wolf villager, either Fang or Vivian. Don't know. But it is kind of interesting that there was Wolfgang's photo in Vivian's front yard and then vice versa. That could either mean siblings or they could be like Dayton or something. I don't know. The next clue is our killer's in trouble when you use your shovel to uncover the casket hidden near the basket. This also took me a while to find, but it was actually buried by Coco's. Don't know what the basket is. I'm sorry if I'm just like not seeing it, but I was looking for basket forever and I found the golden casket buried by Coco's as well as a stick buried, so I don't know what that means. But that's pretty interesting. The photo was found buried in the ground. I'm innocent, he claimed. Was he set up to be framed? So Coco's photo was actually buried at Fang's. We don't know who framed him yet, but I feel like this is true. I'm kind of getting suspicious of Vivian and Wolfgang. And at this point, I feel like Coco is the one that died. Like, the casket's in her yard. I don't know. She is just kind of like walking around the island though, so that is kind of confusing. But this is our imagination, kids. Come on. The recipe for slaughter can be found near water, close to the killer's plot. Be careful. don't get caught. I feel like this is probably referring to the axe that was found near Vivian's house, and she is kind of surrounded by a little creek or something. So I feel like since it says close to the killer's plot, that it's probably Vivian who was the killer, which is interesting. Because I kind of thought it was Wolfgang like this whole time, but I also was pretty suspicious of Vivian. When brother turns against brother and desires more power, he will steal the Elder Wand to plunder Magic Beyond. So this is like why I'm a little suspicious of Wolfgang, is because I found a wand buried near Wolfgang's. Him and Fang are probably siblings, because now we have the term brother and they're both dudes. So he probably is in cahoots with Vivian and set up Fang to seem like Fang is the murderer, but I think Wolfgang probably stole the wand. I don't think he was set up. He just looks like a little suspicious, you know? And then this is the last thing. You have reached the end of our quest. To check if you have passed our test, contact Honey. So I went ahead and I did just that. I told her my guess is Coco was killed, Vivian was the killer, Wolfgang stole the magic, and at this point I didn't really know what the motive was and I didn't want to sound stupid, so I just said no guess. And my guess was that the weapon was the axe that we found. And then this is a huge spoiler in case you have not been paying attention that all of this was a spoiler, but Honey actually is allowing me to reveal the answer of the Mystery Island. So here we go. 3, 2, 1. Honey said, yes, we were correct. And the motive was actually that Vivian and Wolfgang were together and Vivian didn't have magic. So she killed Coco to steal hers. And Wolfgang was just power hungry. Very interesting. So maybe Marshall wasn't even like involved. I just implicated Marshall for no reason. Anyways, this was so much fun. Again, please go show some love to Honey on her Instagram because she's awesome and she set all this up and I just love her. We also toured Rosie Horizon's Mystery Island, and so if you're interested in more videos like this, go ahead and check that out. And we've also toured Honey's old island in the past if you want to go and see some industrial forest core business. Go ahead and check that out. Let me know if you enjoy story islands like this. I'm really interested in setting up my own, as you guys might know. As soon as we figure that out, I will be keeping you posted. My socials are down below, as well as our amazing Discord community. Go check that out. And special thank you to our channel members. You guys are the shit, and I appreciate you. Okay? I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Bye!